Welcome. My name is Abel Sanchez. In this series of videos, we're going to be talking about callbacks, Node.js, and NPM. We'll start out by looking at the general pattern of callbacks. We'll then move into a number of examples that will leverage callbacks. In this first one, we're going to be looking at forEach. In each of these, we will also be using public data from the city of Chicago. As you can see here, the first exercise is asking you to do an aggregation on vendor payments. We'll look at filters. How do you filter through a bunch of data? How do you filter through a large collection of information? In this case, we're going to give you an exercise where we are asking you to identify the part of the city of Chicago that has the most graffiti. All of these should be fun. We're also going to look at sort, because pretty much anything you do requires you to sort information. In this case, we're going to ask you to look at salary data, again, from public employees in the city of Chicago, and to organize it so that it can be better understood. We're going to close with map and reduce. In the case of map, we're going to be taking a mapping function and applying it to the data that we have to identify hotspots within the city. We're finally going to have a reduction of these data aggregations, and we're going to bring it all together on an example of course catalogs analytics. In this case, we're going to be pulling information from MIT's public catalog and doing analytics on the course descriptions. Once again, these should be a lot of fun. It'll give you an opportunity to try and explore a number of techniques. We're then going to move to Node.js, a new computation platform that relies heavily on this non-blocking approach to computation. It's hard to do anything without using callbacks. So you'll be able to leverage and you'll be able to use the knowledge that you've gained. We'll be looking at how to write node modules. We'll be also looking at NPM, which is the registry for node modules. It is today, without a doubt, the largest registry that exists. We'll look at how to install these packages locally and globally, and we'll also look at a couple of examples leveraging these NPM modules. In the first case, we'll write ourselves within 5 minutes an HTTP server, and we'll do the same thing with a database server. So these are practical examples that showcase the power of the modules that are available through NPM. We'll close by teaching you how to create your own NPM packages that you can then upload to this registry and share with the world. So this should be a fun and hands-on series of videos. There will also be a number of exercises that you'll need to do in each learning activity. In some cases, the exercise will simply be laid out within the video and explained to you, and you'll have to write code yourself. In other cases, we'll give you some starter code, and we'll ask you to download a zip with this starter code. So let me go ahead and show you an example of what that will be like. As you can see here, I'm looking at learning activity 2, and I have a link to starter code. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And this connects to a zip that we placed online for you. I'm going to go ahead and download it. Once that happens, I'm going to go ahead and open the directory and extract the contents. As you can see there, I am selecting extract all to the same directory. And if I go inside of it, you can see there that I have a file called callback.html. In some cases, we'll have visuals, we'll have visualization. In other cases, we'll simply be writing to the console. In this specific case, we are writing to the console. So I'm going to go ahead and load up this file onto the browser. As you can see there, I'm dragging and dropping. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up the developer tools. As you can see here, I've moved through the directory, through the hierarchy of menus, and now I am at developer tools. When I select that, I get this other window in the bottom part of the screen. And in this case, this has the output of this particular exercise. As you modify your code and you add your own code, you'll be able to see output within this window. As I mentioned, some cases will give you a visualization, in which case there will be no need to inspect the console, but often there will be output there that you can review. So remember these instructions when you get started on your exercises, and if you need to, come back and review. Let me close by saying that if you are a beginner, I encourage you to get some experience before you jump into callbacks. And I've given you here a number of basic videos. This first page has a number of HTML basic videos, and the second one has a light introduction into JavaScript. So with this, I invite you to jump into this interesting topic of callbacks and a platform that leverages this model in a very effective and powerful way. And so with that, I invite you to jump in with both feet and wish you happy coding.